Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I'm ready to go with another edition of a World of Wrestling review on NXT for October 2nd of 2019. I spent last night from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1:30 at night watching this shit between AEW and fucking NXT. So I hope you guys appreciate this, and I hope you guys appreciate the hard work and dedication I'm putting into this channel now, because I didn't think I was gonna make it all the way through NXT's episode till 1:30 in the morning, but I managed to do it. I stayed awake. I kept myself awake. Not that the show was bad or not entertaining, because that's far from the truth. The show was absolutely entertaining. I just was fucking tired as hell, and I wanted to go to... I knew I needed to get to sleep, but I wanted to watch this event and see how it was compared to AEW. Both shows were great. They were both very entertaining. They both had their own value, and they're both worth watching. They are the real wrestling organizations in professional wrestling right now. Neither one of these shows did bad. AEW, I felt, was a little bit, I wouldn't say lackluster, but a little bit more laid back on their show than NXT was. NXT was guns blazing. Bottom line. NXT was hitting it all cylinders. I mean, we kicked the show off right then and there after Corey Taylor gives his little narration of NXT and that they're here to stay and so on and so forth. And then we get an immediate matchup for the NXT World Championship with Adam Cole defending it against Matt Riddle. And holy fucking shit. Were they trying to compete with AEW's opener or what? This matchup blew everything out of the water. Not SmackDown, Raw, or any wrestling organization this week can put on a match as big as what Matt Riddle and Adam Cole did. This match stole the entire week of all matches. This was the match of the week. If anybody wants to compete with me, or debate with me, I should say, about which match was the match of the week, they're crazy. This is the match of the week. These guys tore the house down. I could only imagine if these guys had the opportunity to perform in front of 15,000 people. 15,000 people. And what the sound and reactions would have been, it would have been off the charts. I think the roof would have came off the fucking place. I mean, this was just unreal. This matchup had everything going for it. It was pure action for a straight 30 minutes of non-stop, beat 'em up, beat 'em down, hardcore wrestling. Not in the sense of hardcore wrestling like ECW type shit, but just stiff wrestling. These guys beat the shit out of each other and put each other through agonizing pain that I don't even wish on my worst enemy. Seriously. It was that fucking horrific. These guys really tore each other apart. Ranallo, he was awesome on the mic. He's always awesome. He always does his job right. He's the new Jim Ross of modern day wrestling as a commentator. And there's not much to say here. If you didn't see this match, you need to see this match. This match is a must-see matchup. And to be honest with you, this is a show that I would really love to go back and watch if I had the time to do so. And quite frankly, this show is just fucking entertaining. And so is AEW for that matter. I'm not dissing AEW or saying it was a bad show at all when I'm saying all these nice comments about NXT. But this show, whoa, damn, did they fucking kick each other's ass. And Adam Cole manages to win with a severe shot to the back of the head with his taped up wrist and hand, and then does the last shot, and then gets the 1, 2, 3, and wins the matchup. That's pretty much the whole gist of this match. He ends up winning and retaining. At the end, he starts celebrating, and Finn Balor of all people. Did anybody really hear anything in the rumor mill, in the dirt sheets going on, that Finn Balor was going to show up in NXT? Because I sure as hell didn't. From what I remember, I thought he was just going to go on a small vacation after his match with Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam, and then show back up on the main roster and do something important there. At least that's what I remember reading, but I guess things changed in a blink of an eye without us even knowing about it. Which, to me, I'm all good for. I really am. I think Finn Balor belongs on NXT. Now, I'm going to go on record to say this. Even though they got a main roster guy to show back up on NXT, is that going to leave a damper on helping other stars on NXT to elevate their brand name? I don't think that's really the case if you do it correctly. Now, if they start digging into their little cookie jar and grabbing more former NXT guys and throwing them on this roster, that's not going to leave a whole lot of room for the other guys that have been that are brand new to the NXT, and help them elevate their name and make them more important than they already are. So that's just how I feel on that. You guys leave me your comment and opinion down below on that situation. Tell me what you think. So we get a hype up package for the women's championship match. We then also we get a hearing from the former North American champion, Velveteen Dream, and he's sitting on the couch with an entourage of attractive ladies, which, yeah, by the way, they were pretty fucking hot. He asks if we feel it and says what we're feeling is the Velveteen Dream experience. He walks into the spotlight and says the feeling is the climax of life, which is why Roderick Strong and his Undisputed Era boys wanted to take it. But the Dream has never had a problem taking on more than one man at a time, which to me was fucking bizarre hearing that come out of his mouth. But then again, he's portraying a homosexual, so I guess that's to be expected, I guess. So he issues a challenge to Roderick Strong, and he states that unless he's afraid to step out of the Undisputed Era, or Undisputed Shadow, and meet him when he looks Velveteen in the eyes, the next thing Strong will know is dream over. And that's pretty much it. We got an advertisement. Lio Rush will be facing the Cruiserweight Champion Drew Gulak for the championship belt on NXT, which is absolutely awesome. I think it's great that they're highlighting the 205 Live guys on their roster. So I'm all good for that. Then the next match was Io Shirai and Mia Yim. This matchup was pretty okay. I liked Mia Yim. She did alright in this matchup compared to what she did with fucking Shayna Baszler. She was shit with Shayna Baszler. I don't know what the hell happened there, but their chemistry really sucks. But Io Shirai and Mia Yim did a great job together. I had no problems with it. It's pretty, okay match. Nothing to cry home about, but it was an alright matchup altogether. I didn't have any problems with the matchup in itself. And the match ended with Io Shirai winning the match, which I expected anyway. Because I feel that Io Shirai is going to be the next in line to face for the NXT World Women's Championship. Now, who she's going to face, I'm still not sure yet on that subject, but I got a good feeling it's going to be when Shayna Baszler loses the title. That I can guarantee you. Because I don't think they're going to have heel versus heel going on in this matchup at all. for the NXT World Championship for the women's title. Johnny Gargano and Shane Thorne had a decent matchup. I was glad to see Johnny Gargano. I absolutely love Johnny Gargano. He is my favorite wrestler outside of Daniel Bryan. And these two guys did a pretty damn good job together. Shane Thorne looked pretty damn good as a singles competitor, to be honest with you. Just to give you some insight on what happened in this match, than me just saying it went back and forth and blah, blah, blah. I'll just read some of the comments written by Cage Side Seats. Thorne gets the better of an opening scramble, but shrieks a kick, and Johnny wags a finger at him. Another exchange ends with Shane in a Garga no escape, but he gets to the ropes. When the referee stands them up, he hits a back elbow to take control, and we're back to PIP commercials while he works the heat. I guess they're talking about where they have that split screen. And they do commercials while the action still goes on. We can view the action itself. So this is where things stand, where we return. The Yasui connects with a European uppercut, but Johnny gets the better of things with a comeback with clotheslines. He comes back with a clothesline. The final one, which sends Thorne to the floor. He tries to follow that up with a dive, but it met with another European. He shakes it off to hit the dive and the slingshot spear for 2. He tries for the pop over DDT, but Thorne catches him. Cannonball in the corner, followed by the powerbomb for 2. Shane works Johnny over with kicks to the chest and back. He lines up for one to the head, but Johnny Gargano evades and comes back, turning Thorne inside out with a clothesline. Poison Rana. Johnny's have to meet in the middle, and that's it. So he basically does that maneuver I just read off is the kick to the face, the super kick to the head while he's on his knees, and Johnny Gargano gets the pinfall to get the victory here. This match, I will go on record to say this. This match was pretty damn good. Shane Thorne looked very good in this match, and I have no complaints here whatsoever. None of the show I had no complaints whatsoever on this whole show. As a fan, I am fucking ecstatic. Sitting up for 4 straight hours watching this shit was fun. I will full on admit that. It was great, it was entertaining, and it was well worth my time watching, unlike some things I watch on Monday nights or Friday nights. Hopefully Friday night is a good show. We haven't seen their first episode, so hopefully it turns out to be okay. Shayna Baszler and Candice LeRae for the Women's Championship. Candice LeRae, like all the rest, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Candice LeRae is not the one to beat Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is too much of a fucking boss in that ring right now. No pun intended to Sasha Banks, but Shayna Baszler is the best fucking woman wrestler right now in the WWE. You know, developmental or main roster, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, Shayna Baszler is the best of the best. She's better than Becky Lynch. She's better than Sasha Banks. She's better than fucking all of them. She has a ton of skill, and she displays that authentic sporting event type feel to her matches. That's what makes her great and entertaining in the ring. She does stiff shots in the ring. She is fucking hardcore to the... She's basically mean to the core. She is a fucking heel that you can like, but legitimately dislike at the same time because of what she does. She's a cocky son of a bitch, and she's definitely somebody to look after. Let me straighten this camera out. It's kind of sliding, I'm noticing. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, she is definitely a beast in the ring. She is not someone to take lightly, and definitely she's somebody that if you face her, you're going in there, whether the fight's fixed or not, you're going in there getting an ass whooping and may walk out with a victory if you're lucky. In most cases, she's the one defeating all of them. That's how they're scheduling it. And at this point in time, I like Shayna Baszler. She is the best on the roster. She's got everything going for her. And she's the best entertainer out there right now in the women's division. Candice LeRae put up a good fight, though. I will give her credit. She did good in the ring. She really takes after her husband. I think her and her husband are good wrestlers. But to me, not good enough to beat Shayna Baszler. I don't know if I'm a Shayna Baszler mark or I'm speaking legitimate truth here. I don't know if it's out of sheer liking towards Shayna Baszler or it's just the fact that she's just that fucking good at what she does. But quite frankly, from what I see, she is the better woman in WWE. At the end of the day, that's all I feel. So, not to mention, guys, if you want to leave a comment down below on that, mention your favorite female wrestler. Who do you think is the best female wrestler in WWE right now? Not AEW or any other wrestling organization you know, just specifically WWE. If you're interested in making a comment on that or whatnot. So yeah, Shayna Baszler, she walks out on top with a submission hold, rear naked choke, makes her fall asleep and retains the title altogether. And she eventually taps out. Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, this match was alright. It was a very short to the point matchup, and then we had Damian Priest come out of nowhere and fucking attack Pete Dunne. They are pushing Damian Priest hard as fuck. These two guys need to be presented in the in the TakeOver event of War Games. These two definitely need a singles match. This matchup, I think, will stand out heavily as a good grudge match and on a TakeOver pay-per-view. Quite frankly, I don't have any issues with that matchup whatsoever, and I hope it happens. Pete Dunne defeated Danny Burch in a very decent, okay matchup that was very short and sweet to the point. So, let's see here. Then, the main event, actually. This show really went by quickly, may I add. Well, not quickly, but for me reviewing it, there's not a lot to gripe and groan about. They did everything they needed to do to get this show over. And the main event was the Undisputed Era defending the tag team titles against the Street Profits in a rematch. This match was good technician wrestling, good tag team strategies and so forth. As I mentioned, this was a back and forth type match on many different occasions. Let me just read some of the stuff that I have here on Cage Side Seats just to give you guys an insight on some of the action that happened. So we got Whale rap about the challengers to the ring, and there's some celebrating in the crowd. So O'Reilly and Dawkins start things off, but it's not long before tags are made. Fish bails as we go to commercial, and a striking exchange breaks out when he returns to the ring in the small screen. More tags as neither team really takes control, but a blind tag and a tandem maneuver allows Tez to get a cover on Fish. The Profits keep him in their corner for the remainder of the break. Four drop kicks both members of the Undisputed Era as soon as we are back. But Bobby backs him into Undisputed's corner, and they control the action there. Many near falls, including one for Tez on a backslide counter, but we mostly see TUE work over Ford for the couple of minutes. Fish with a hat trick of snap suplexes for a 2 count, and stereo kicks lead to a cover by O'Reilly as we go to the commercial. more of the same there. Then a rock bottom occurs, finally gives Ford the opportunity to get a tag, but Fish takes Dawkins off the apron by the ankles to prevent a tag. Undisputed's efforts focus on Montez's right arm and includes O'Reilly providing torque and leverage to the stretch of the arm. When the ref catches them, it gives Ford a chance to evade their attacks and fly for a tag. The Curse of Greatness cleans house on the hot tag, including shoulder tackling and airborne into Fish and spearing Fish when I believe they're talking about Angelo Dawkins leapfrogs him. It leads to a close 2 count on Kyle. O'Reilly answers a charge with a high knee and stops a "We want the smoke" chant. Jesus Christ, this writing sucks. I sound like an idiot reading this off to you guys. Basically, Fish and O'Reilly is taking control most of the match and really just going ahead and having a leverage over and just tagging each other's out in and out like you normally would see from a heel tag team. And Street Profits are pretty much playing catch up, trying to gain an advantage over them. By the end of this match, things break down and the champs collide, creating an opening for Tez to frog splash Fish from the top. Dawkins lifts him for an electric chair spot, but KOR chop blocks the bad knee, and the action spills to the floor, and Ford ends up flying over the top onto the 3 of them. Back in, they look to end things, and here comes Roddy, and he breaks things up from the top, and his teammates go high and low to retain the championship belts. And that's pretty much it. At that point, we had the NXT World Champion show up on top of the stage, Adam Cole, to celebrate with his friends. And then, out of nowhere, we had Tommaso Ciampa's music hit, "No One Will Survive." And Ciampa just shows up and gives the greatest picture-perfect moment of a stare-down between 2 guys that could end up legitimately hating each other to an unbelievable breaking point where things could get turned into a heated rivalry. It will be it could turn out to be more important than the championship, the rivalry, than the world title. That's how severe this is going to get. I honestly think that right now, instead of giving Tommaso Ciampa an immediate championship match against Adam Cole, I think we need to see the NXT World Champions from Undisputed Era, 4 guys from them, of course, Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, go up against Tommaso Ciampa, Velveteen Dream, and if you really want to throw in the Street Profits, just for one more hey-ho, for the Street Profits to have one more match on NXT programming at a TakeOver event, I'm all for that. Or you find a new tag team to go up against the Undisputed Era and put them in the War Games matchup. And then in the next pay-per-view during Royal Rumble weekend, we actually get to see all 3 championships defended by the champions to the challengers that were in the War Games event. That's how I feel about that situation. And again, like I mentioned before, this show had everything going for them. They had explosive action. They had entertaining stuff all around. And there was nothing, and I mean nothing, they missed on this show. This show was almost a picture-perfect show. If you took all the matches that maybe kind of were a little bit, just there for fun and enjoyment, just to fill in time, and you just had all these World Championship matches, quite frankly, this would have been a picture-perfect show. But I honestly don't think there has ever been a picture-perfect show, and there never will be, because people are not perfect. That's just my opinion on that. So anyway, guys, leave your comments and opinions down below. I'll get back to you on that as always. And hit the like button if you like the video, and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And I thank you very much for watching, and have a great night, guys.